What's up, guys? It's Dummy Boxing, and today I'm going to be predicting the outcome of Dillian Whyte versus Alexander Povetkin, which will be a 12-rounder for the Interim WBC Heavyweight World Title. And this fight will be Saturday, August 22nd, from Eddie Hearns Fight Camp in his backyard of his office or his old childhood home in London, England. And to get into the fighters, Dillian Whyte, fighting out of Essex. He is known as the Body Snatcher, has a record of 27-1 with 18 wins by knockout. He also has an excellent resume, same with his opponent Alexander Povetkin. He's coming off a win versus Marius Walk as Dillian Whyte on the Joshua vs. Ruiz 2 undercard, or main card, I guess you could say. And in that fight, it really showed Dillian Whyte's conditioning for that fight wasn't really that good, as he took it on short notice. But I'm not sure how it's going to play out, as Dillian Whyte is known for coming in sometimes very heavy and very slow into some fights. And like against Joseph Parker, he got very tired in the end and got dropped. And against Marius Walk, he was getting hit a bunch at the end of the fight because he was so tired. And he really did look very big in that fight. But I guess you could say his last big outing was against Oscar Rivas, where he picked up the Interim WBC World Title a year ago in July of 2019. That was like Dillian Whyte in good shape, similar to Dillian Whyte when he fought Anthony Joshua the first time. That was in 2015, though, and that is his only defeat, where he did get knocked out in that fight, but he was able to give Joshua a very tough fight, hurting him as well with a big right hand. And Dillian Whyte also has wins versus Lucas Brown, Joseph Parker. He has 2 wins versus Derek Chisora. Very close fights against Chisora, actually. He also has a win versus Lucas Brown, winning by knockout. And tonight he's going to be facing Alexander Povetkin for his interim title, defending it for the first time. And this fight could definitely make or break both guys. As Povetkin, if he loses this fight, he'll likely retire. And if Dillian Whyte wins this fight, he'll get his world title fight that he's wanting and he's needing in his career, as he's never fought for a major world title, although he is the interim WBC world champion. But Dillian Whyte has been saying throughout his whole career that Deontay Wilder at the time was the WBC champion, that he was very scared to fight him. As Deontay Wilder, he said, is a chicken, he'll never fight him ever, that he's too powerful and too big for him. And I do agree with that, as I think Wilder was dodging him, as Dillian Whyte was the #1 WBC mandatory or contender for many years. After beating Lucas Brown and Joseph Parker for the WBC Silver World titles, he became the #1 contender, and that was in 2017, 2018, around there. And it's been a couple of years since then, and I definitely think he should have got a shot already, but the WBC just released, and they just ordered that Dillian Whyte would be facing Tyson Fury or Deontay Wilder. I do believe that the trilogy fight will happen between Wilder and Fury. I do not want to see that fight, because it's just going to be the same. I think Wilder's going to get outboxed and get knocked out again, especially since last time when Fury just dominated him that whole fight. And including in the first fight, I thought Fury also won that fight. But Dillian Whyte would definitely have a very good fight versus Tyson Fury, as I am assuming that Fury will beat Wilder for the 3rd time. And he will, or maybe possibly, win that WBC title against Tyson Fury, as Tyson Fury has got dropped by a cruiserweight before, and Dillian Whyte's obviously not a cruiserweight. He's a big, powerful heavyweight. So who knows? Anything could happen, but Fury does have excellent defense, and he may be too fast for Dillian Whyte, and has way better head movement than Dillian Whyte and way better defense, obviously. As Fury always tries to do the rope-a-dope on the ropes, but that is against lower-tier opponents, as he did it against Francisco Pianeta, Tom Schwartz. But against Whyte, I definitely think he's going to have to be careful, as a guy, I believe, 250 pounds of muscle and power going after him in that ring. I don't think he's going to be playing with Dillian Whyte when they fight. But his opponent, Alexander Povetkin, fighting out of Chekhov, Russia, he's 35-2 with 1 draw with 24 wins by knockout. He's definitely been there for a long time in the heavyweight division. He is a former WBA heavyweight world champion, back when the WBA didn't have a super champion, gold champion, and all that. But he also has fought Anthony Joshua and Vladimir Klitschko. And in the fight versus Joshua, he did hurt Joshua in round 1, stunning him, landing a huge right hook. At the end of the round, Joshua did stumble after that hook. But in the Klitschko fight, he did get really beat up in that fight. Some people say that the referee, Luis Pavone, should have called some of those knockdowns slips, as many times Klitschko would throw Povetkin to the ground and the referee would call it a knockdown. And I do not agree with those knockdowns. I think Povetkin really didn't get dropped as many times in that fight as it should have been called. But in that fight, he really showed heart as he really just continued on instead of like a Guillermo Rigondeaux quitting halfway through after he got beat up for 8 or so rounds. But Povetkin also has wins for Hasim Rahman, Ruslan Shagayev, where he won his title, Mike Perez, Carlos Takam. He also has a win versus Manuel Char. He beat David Price. He's coming off a split decision draw versus Michael Hunter. He's definitely there at 40 years old, going on 41. He's definitely there still in the heavyweight division as he is ranked number 5 and Dillian Whyte is ranked number 6. As either of these guys could win this fight. I know Dillian Whyte is the favorite, but this fight could actually go either way. As Povetkin is a shorter guy, I believe he's 6'2 or 6'1, and when we saw Dillian Whyte face a shorter guy in Oscar Rivas, he did give him some trouble. But Rivas wasn't as skilled and as experienced as Povetkin. And Povetkin, in my opinion, has more power than Rivas, and Rivas was able to drop Whyte with that big uppercut. And Povetkin has a huge right hand, so who knows? With a guy like Dillian Whyte with not the best chin, it's very suspicious where Povetkin could probably end this fight depending on what shots he lands. If he throws an uppercut or a hook to the chin, it could definitely put Dillian Whyte to sleep. But if Dillian Whyte lands one of his powerful right hands, it could definitely hurt or drop Alexander Povetkin. And those are some of the fights that I love seeing. Very close fight, number 5 versus number 6 contender. 2 of the top heavyweight guys without a world title, a major world title. Povetkin, he is, I believe, ranked in the WBA. I believe in every sanctioning body he's ranked besides the WBO. Same with Dillian Whyte. Both guys are ranked in almost every single sanctioning body. Both are ranked very close to each other in the heavyweight division, if you're going to rank all the heavyweights. And I believe in my heavyweight rankings video, I had like Povetkin, I believe number like 6, and Dillian Whyte like number 4. But BoxRec does have Povetkin higher, which I do not agree with, as Povetkin is getting a little older, and I believe Dillian Whyte already has the better resume, even though Povetkin has, I believe, like 10 more fights than him on his whole resume. But my final prediction is probably Dillian Whyte getting a unanimous decision win, but it could definitely go either way. I could definitely see Povetkin getting a knockout or a decision victory as well. But Povetkin does have a very good chin, even though he has lost by knockout once before, but that was to Anthony Joshua, where he did get caught with a huge shot, getting dropped in, I believe, around number 7 or 8. But Dillian Whyte definitely will use his reach, his length, and his power jab, and his hooks to keep Povetkin at bay, even though Povetkin is this very strong, stocky guy that comes in with big hooks. I do see Whyte still getting the better of it, similar to an Oscar Rivas fight where it was like 116, 112, well, counting the knockdown in the fight, 115, 112. It was a very close fight still. Some judges gave more rounds to Whyte, which I didn't agree with. I scored at 116, 112, including knockdown 115, 111, agreeing with some of the judges that night. But, yeah, that's really it on MLB Boxing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.